I have got a really beautiful project to share with you. So this is a really cool project that would, first of all, make an amazing gift or something smashing for your own home, perhaps your London wall if you're working on one. You know, one of my favorite gifts to give is always a beautiful photo, black and white or color, beautifully framed. I just think a gift from the heart is one of the nicest things you can give. So I'm going to show you one that I've already created, and then I'm going to make one with you. So this is a beautiful one. I found this great frame and a beautiful piece of toile fabric. But this was a really easy frame job. I basically, you know, took one of these fabulous little mats that you can buy pretty much anywhere and covered it with fabric. But today, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with really cool trimming. So first of all, what I did was I spray adhesive some burlap onto this frame. So I bought a frame. You can see this has got a little bit of architecture to it. I love that it has this pretty gold beading. I wanted to find something that had something kind of extra special like that because I knew that the trim that I was going to use would set up right next to it. I'll show you, I found this gorgeous trim too. And I love that it's sort of a color on color story, but I wanted to make sure that I found one with this beading so that there would be a little tiny bit of separation between the two. Then I also have this wonderful remnant. This is just a fabric remnant. So, you know, don't throw any of your fabrics away. I've already kind of started here. I've got my trim and I wanted to just kind of get a head start on it. And now you can join me while I do the rest of it. But all I've got is this wonderful, this is basically used for upholstery and it's really heavy duty, but I love how it looks. And all I'm doing is just winding it around, going, you know, even when I get to a corner, I just kind of, you know, throw it back through and then I bring it back around. And I'm not gluing it or anything, as you can see. I mean, this is about as simple and no-brainer as it gets because we're not even using glue here or spray adhesive. When you begin this, I would suggest that you put a little dot of hot glue or whatever kind of glue you like to use. I prefer hot glue because it's so quick. You know, instant gratification. Kind of the key to crafting for me and making things. So I'm about at the end here. So all I'm going to do now is grab my trusty scissors and I'm just going to trim it off. This stuff is so pretty, isn't it? And so you can see I'm right here at the end and I'm just going to glue that tiny little tail in place. And you know, nothing else has been glued. So this is a pretty, this is even a great project, you know, to do with kids if you wanted to make a kid's frame and you found some funky, cool kids ribbon. So let me just show you. So you can see right here how I can see a little bit of the edge. So all I'm just going to do is snug that over right here too. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty forgiving. You know, that's the fun thing about this process. But so this is beautiful as it is, isn't it? I mean, just, you know, you could add just a little pretty ribbon to this and you'd be all set. But no, I'm going to go further. So now what I'm going to do is find the perfect spot to put this on. Look at how pretty that one is. Now I know that it doesn't fit perfectly, but you know me, I really don't care if it fits perfectly or not. So all I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to keep this really super simple. That's about, you know, kind of just pick out, you know, eye it up. I'm not one for, you know, doing too much measuring in these kinds of projects because I just think it's a little bit of a buzzkill to get too perfect. So I'm just going to let myself know about where it is with a pencil. And I'm kind of sneaking underneath the mat with my pencil so that you don't see it. I'm holding my pencil on an angle, kind of cheating underneath it. Then I do have my mark here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside of the mark because, of course, my big plan here, this is the back side, my big plan is to glue it, you know, onto the back side of this. So I want to have a little bit of extra room here. So I'm going to go about that much outside of it. And I think this is going to be so pretty. And you know, I'm forever searching for something to add to my walls. I'm not sure I'll ever have enough things on my walls. I'm just kind of one of those people where I keep finding more and more opportunity on the walls. So let's see here, that's about right. And I'm just gonna trim a little bit off the top just to kind of clean it up a little bit. So, you know, this is just quick. So there's my pretty little rectangle. So I've got my mat here, okay, and I'm going to show you once again. And then I'm just going to sneak a little bit of glue under each of the corners. Now do this whichever way you like. You can see I didn't even iron the fabric. You might want to iron your fabric, you know, that's fine. You may even want to, if you wanted to, so I'm just going to pull it a little bit because will keep it nice and taut. And then since I already did the top part, I'm just going to flip it over, get this little bottom corner. So then I've got my frame here, and I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to pop this inside. Now, I know this is going to fit because they oftentimes when they do these frames have those big, thick pieces of cardboard that they put in there, so I did just kind of play around with it to make sure it would fit. But that's definitely something that you're going to want to make sure of, is that yours definitely fits in there. And, you know, think about that when you're buying your ribbon. Don't get something too chunky, or if you do, maybe even consider a shadow box or something like that instead if you found a ribbon, or if you want to add buttons to yours, or, you know, do something kind of more funky with it. I think that would be, you know, really wonderful too. So how beautiful is this? It actually looks like an antique almost, you know, like you found this cool antique textile. That's the other thing that would be really cool to do with this fabric, is you could tea stain it a little bit, which would be so beautiful. So, you know, this is a great project. I'm certain this is going to end up on my London wall somewhere in my house. Now, I just want you guys to know that a gift from the heart is one of the greatest gifts that you can give. It's, you know, I could give this to my mom and I know she would be thrilled with it. I could give it to any of my girlfriends and they would love it. And then the fact that I made it, I know would touch them even more. And it really was kind of pennies to make this beautiful piece of art.